The front wishbone bushings are knackered. Like fucked.
With this fucking 20-year-old shitbox.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. It has been, I think, 2 months since I've uploaded a full video, apart from making a short from the other full video that I made. But since then, a lot has happened with the car. A lot of new stuff. What I know I need to buy now with the car has happened, which is not the best. I have a list on my phone of stuff, but before then I will say we had a track day. So the first track day in the car I didn't record because I had no way of recording it because I was at Croft and you were not allowed helmet cams, which I didn't know that. So I couldn't record anything. I might have a shit video of me just driving past. Throughout this video, you will see all the photos from Croft. So I'll just start throwing in some of the nicer photos from the day, of some of the things we had to do before the track day. Literally the day before, like 8 hours before I was meant to be there. I was doing working on the car. I got off work early, went and helped my dad, and there's a lot of stuff which needs doing. But I'll insert them clips now.
So yeah, the issue with this side is it's got grease on it. Anyway, this won't compress the metal bit on it. I'm pretty sure it needs a new sealant kit. I mean, it's 20-year-old. These need to be fair, we want them red anyway. But so the throttle pads won't fit on that side because of it. Where on this side, where this is fine. And get in there, they fit perfectly fine. They've gone in, everything's fine. This, it moves. Do that for my dad. But yeah, it ain't looking good at this side. Not too sure what I'm going to do about it. I might have to put the old pads back in. Obviously, that's not what I was wanting. With this fucking 20-year-old shitbox. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not what we wanted at all. I really wanted the new pads in. So I can't even put the braided brake lines on because I don't want to snap the connections when you connect them up, which I'm actually going to snap, which I'm going to turn the radio off. Because if I do snap one, I won't be able to replace it. Because this is literally, it is 7:25 on the Friday, and we're going at 8 o'clock in the morning. So in 12 hours, I'm going to be driving to Croft.
But anyway, I will go through the list of things I wanted to do for the next track day, which is the 23rd July, which is a Monday, and I'm looking forward to it. I made, the 24th of July. Yeah, the 24th, I don't know why I said 23rd. 24th of July. There is an important list, but all these things are not going to be able to even get done, and then there's upgrades. So, number 1 on the list was timing belt and water pump, because looking at the timing belt, it does look a tiny bit old, and I think it got done at about 80,000, 90,000. It's on 132,000 now. Get it done, better be safe than sorry. The alternator bearing is going, so when it's accelerating on the way down, you can hear it whining, which is the alternator bearing. Radiator. Now this is an issue which I did not know about. Obviously I knew about the coolant pipes leaking. I knew about the near the thermostat housing leaking. It's off the radiator. The radiator's leaking. So obviously we knew all the coolant pipes were leaking, and I gave him the cards to do the coolant pipes. And he's like, well, the radiator's pissing out. So it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. So when I went on the track day, I took it easy because I didn't know how bad the radiator was. So I went on the track day, leaking pipe, leaking radiator, but the car was fine. The car did quite well. I'll go through that near the end. I've bought a new radiator. I've bought a stock one because the car was keeping cool anyway. With a radiator what's 20-year-old, it's going to be half knackered anyway. So a radiator was not leaking and new, work out fine. So a new radiator. So when that comes, new radiator and coolant pipes, be getting on with the thermostat. The front Brembo brakes need a refurb. We did a temporary fix on them, shall we say, So when I put the new throttle pads in, the front pad has this bleed enable snapped off, so we didn't put the braided brake lines on because of that, because we couldn't bleed the brakes. The other one of them is on, but the other one snap. And then on the front right again, the front left one was fine, there's nothing wrong with it, apart from the fact that the brake pad sensor has been cut off for some reason. The inner piston, little metal O-ring on it, stop all the crap getting in. That wouldn't sit on properly, so the piston wouldn't go all the way in. So, just so we can do a tractor, we took the metal O-ring out, piston went in, put the pads in perfectly, everything was fine. So I need to buy a refurb kit, I need to buy new bleed nipples, need to buy new rings, need to refurb them, because it's cheaper to refurb them than it is to buy a pair for 500 quid. The back right caliper was fucked, so I had to buy a new one, a normal stock one. That went on. New pads on both sides, painted them both black.
These ones, yeah, I get a new pad. Just paint it all up, make it look nicer. No, not new pad, new discs. New caliper. This one's fine, the caliper's fine on this one. There's the new caliper. And here's the cooling pipe we're not putting on because the radiators are leaking a little bit, so there's not really much point. We're doing all that once. The induction kit I might stick on us today, I'm not too sure. So that's the first that stuff hasn't went on as well. I don't know, really. So we've got, I think it's iBark caliper with some Bilstein pads, little freshies, some new pins and everything, which is good. The Bilstein on both sides as well. So yeah, not too sure what we're going to do about this yet. It is going to be a pain in the fucking ass. Also, someone shot my fucking car at some point, probably before I owned it. Also, this is a fucking mess, I can say that. But this side's fine.
The front wishbone bushings are knackered. Like, fucked. The wheels are torn in and out like this. They are fucked. They are knackered. They don't exist. I was having an issue with on the braking. Personally, I don't feel like they were torn out. It felt like on the heavy braking on one of the corners of Croft, it felt like it was doing that the front end, torn in because of the bushings being knackered under the heavy braking. Obviously, a lot more all the weights at the front of that car, and then the back end was jumping, which knowing it was going to do it, it was kind of like on that one specific corner, I ended up just braking hard, knowing the car was going to jump. It's not ideal because on that corner I'd be so much slower because of it. I brake very hard, cars jumping everywhere. It was a bit annoying. So I've ordered the poly push kit for that. So that's the So I ordered the Powerflex Maker kit for the whole front end. So it is the front wishbone, front bushing, back bushing, purple, and the dog mount back bushing purple, the front main one yellow. I was gonna go black, but at the minute with it being still a drivable car, I thought, fuck, I can't use black while I'm still using it as a cargo working at the minute. And then also on top of that, I ordered the back purple, the back suspension arms, purple bushings. So the front half, all the bushings is getting replaced. The exhaust came a couple of weeks ago, and I also ordered all the original bushings front to back. Like there's all the metal ones in the middle, what goes on like the brace and stuff like that. All new, like even the Y one, all new hanging bushings because they're knackered from the exhaust. But can't put that on because then you drop the whole subframe. So if we're dropping the whole subframe, front subframe, may as well do the radiator when that turns up at the same time and do all the bushings at the same time because they need to come out the way anyway. So it's like just do everything at once. It makes more sense. For engine system cleaner through, there's the ejector cleaner one I'm going to put in, and then I've got octane booster, which is to do, make the car quicker, which I'll do when we go and get the car map, but I'll get onto that. When the exhaust and everything gets put on new radiator, I want to go and take it at stage 1, which is to do with which the octane booster comes in, because I want to get a map selector because I want a low boost. Just when I'm using it normally, I want the actual higher boost one for when I'm on track, but I want an octane boosted map as well. For the octane boost, you know, more power and what is what it is. That's what I want when I take it for stage 1. I'll have to see what we can do, but there'll be a video on that. I want to get, I don't know if I'll be able to with money and everything coming up, how close it is. It's in just over 4 weeks, but hard on times it is, so I might not be able to get some of this stuff. But I wanted to get the anti-roll bar because the back end was bad. But that's very expensive, the white line one, so probably not. I wanted to get the K-brace strut. The body roll was horrendous. The body roll was so bad. It was really, really bad. Like, insanely bad. And then I wanted to try and get the front brace one, but that tends to be the TT one. What's modified? I'll have to see. There is someone at eBay. That's another thing I want. And the other thing on here is weight saving, which I already did a little bit. And I would put the video I did record in now. I took out all the seats. So I took out all the seats and all the stuff at the back just to save where I got bored one day and I went, fuck it, I'm going to do that. Eventually all the carpets, everything come out when we get buckets. But yeah, that's what's wrong and what needs doing. And so now I'll talk about the track day. So obviously we went 3rd of June on the Saturday, went to Croft, got there very early with my mates. I will insert some of the photos. Obviously I think it was like 9:30, did the sighting laps. Came in, a lot of cars went out, we went out, did our first laps, and for the first time in my life I was nervous driving. I was very, very nervous when I first went out, which I'd never get like that driving before. I've never ever been like that, which I think is understandable being a first track day. Didn't really have anything on for the braking zones because obviously you can get the instructors but they're already booked out. Don't know if I can get one maybe when I go in a couple of weeks, but started off fine. I was doing the warm-up lap and then the cool-down laps. I was only doing about 6 laps at a time because obviously the radiator's knackered. I didn't want to push it where a lot of people were just flying. There it is. And I would share some of the videos of some of the cars there that they were crazy use of money. But yeah, it was a really good day. The car, you know what, considering it's 20-year-old, it did good for a 20-year-old car. The brakes did really well. It handled as good as it could with fuck bushings. But like I said, I know what it needs, and it's just going to be a journey now. We're getting it better and better every time we go. But I knew what it needs for this next one seriously. Like the suspension needed doing, the bushings needed doing, the radiator needed doing. It could do with more power. But yeah, getting in through the day was just good. It was nice. Just getting more confident, getting quicker times, which weren't even though you're not allowed to time them, I knew in my head I was being 10 times quicker. Like the final time I went out, the final stint we did, I did about I think 13-14 laps then. Most I did all day at once. And I was by myself because my friend was in Zach was with our mate Benny who came with us, and yeah, that's the quickest I went all day. I was on it. I was full send, push it. I went, look at the car brakes now. It's the end of the day. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I went into it, and went full send, and it was the quickest I've been all day. There's a lot of Clios there, so I kept the Clios behind me, which I was quite surprised about, but Croft is quite a quick circuit. And there was a guy kept overtaking me all day, and I overtook him. And obviously, I feel like a lot of times people overtake me because I weren't confident. Like I saw a car coming, oh yeah, slow down, indicate let them pass where, instead of just keep going. If they're quicker, let them overtake. You know what I mean? Which is eventually what I started doing. You know, that's what Zach was telling me. But I think at first we're being nervous and we weren't really listening. 10 times quicker in the end. But anyway, I overtook him, and I was slapping the front of the dash. I was so happy, and I just kept going and going and going. I wish I got some footage of it, but yeah, for the first track day, you know what, one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and I wanted to try and do as much as possible. Hopefully, maybe the next one and maybe another one in the summer, because maybe one like every 2 months at the minute. Going into winter, I'm not too keen, but we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. But there might be only another one or two this year, and then but the rest of the stuff is just going to be doing stuff in the car. I will go and do some more walkarounds in the car. We'll show more on the car soon, especially when we get the work done. But yeah, that was a quick rundown of our first track day with the car and everything what's wrong with it. Hopefully I'm going to put all the photos on the Instagram and Twitter. If you want to see all the photos go on there, I will also put them on the community tab on the channel. Go and follow the Twitter and go and follow my Instagram for more updates, and especially when I'm doing stuff, I'll just put on my story on Instagram, and they'll be in the description below. And thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, really do appreciate it. Please comment what you'd like to see, and comment on some parts. Like, I will like to get upgraded radio at some point, but I've been looking. I don't really know what's best for the car. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.